In my opinion, Mike Tyson's probably got the script, because when I saw that press conference the other day, there was like a little bit of a shove by Tyson at the end, like a half-hearted shove. It was like there was like nothing in it.
Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson will not happen, according to a former boxing world champion. Moreover, Froch criticized Tyson for potentially following a script during his match with the problem child. Froch added himself to the seemingly never-ending list of former or active boxers who are really not fans of the upcoming Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson fight. Froch had the following to say about the recent Paul versus Tyson press conference, which took place just days ago. He stated, "Mike Tyson, I think he is just playing his role. In my opinion, Mike Tyson has probably got the script. Because when I saw that press conference, there was a half-hearted shove. Jake Paul stood there stern-looking and didn't even say anything, so to me, it all just looked contrived and fake. It's not even pantomime. It is worse than pantomime because, for me, as an ex-pro boxer, it is just not enjoyable to watch." Froch believes that the former heavyweight world champion Tyson is simply playing up to a script in the build-up to the fight to generate hype and interest. Froch pointed out the moment in the most recent press conference where Tyson very awkwardly shoved Paul, which left many people who were watching confused and uneasy. Froch has expressed his dislike of Paul in recent years and has even challenged him multiple times on social media, but none of his call-outs to the 27-year-old have proven to be effective enough to land him a big money fight. Expressing his disappointment in this fight, Froch said that Jake Paul is a fake boxer who believes that he's boxing at a high level, despite losing the only time he faced a boxer his age.
I know you've got this idiot fake Paul pretending to be a boxer, but let's be honest, he's only ever had one professional boxing match, if you can call it that, and that was against the novice pro Tommy Fury, and he got beat. He got beat quite easily as well. Some say it was close, but at the end of the day, he struggled badly against Tommy Fury and he got beat, and that's what's on the paperwork. So that's what you have to look at. You have to look at the level he's at. He's at a low level. You can't call himself a professional boxer, which he continues to try and do.
Despite not being a fan of the fight between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson, Froch hopes to see the problem child flattened when the fight takes place this November. Froch revealed he is very much rooting for Tyson to get a big knockout win over Jake Paul in their upcoming fight, but has also admitted that due to his age, it probably won't happen. Froch stated, "We want to see Jake Paul get flattened. That is the appeal. Can Mike Tyson render Jake Paul unconscious? But unfortunately, in the real world, that will not happen." Froch gave Iron Mike his best wishes for his return to the ring against Paul, and also revealed he hopes that Iron Mike is getting paid handsomely for this fight and does not come away seriously hurt, which is obviously a risk for a man of his age fighting a young, powerful fighter like Paul. Froch further added, "It shouldn't be happening, I don't like it, but I hope Tyson can go in there and not get hurt and make a few quid." Michael Bisping also called this fight a sham. Bisping says Paul is a wannabe fighter who's taking the easy way out. Bisping voiced his concerns on his YouTube channel, where he gave a scathing critique of both the fight and Jake Paul's role in it. He began by acknowledging that Tyson was once a formidable force, but quickly pointed out that the man's almost 60. Bisping then emphasized that this isn't the same Tyson who once terrified opponents in the ring. Instead, he argued, "Jake, I hate to point out the obvious, that makes you look pathetic." Transitioning to the press conference, Bisping found Jake Paul's behavior especially troubling. Paul's comment to the booing crowd, "You're just like Mike Tyson, you were good 20 years ago," didn't sit well with Bisping. He saw it as Paul inadvertently admitting that the fight is lopsided.
"Fuck you, New York. You're what Mike Tyson was. You were good 20 years ago. Jake, I hate to point out the obvious, that makes you look pathetic. You just admitted that you're going up against an old man who is a legend, of course, but he's not that guy anymore."
Bisping didn't stop there. He went on to call Paul a disgrace to the combat world, adding, "You are a joke. You are a wannabe. You're a fake." Bisping's skepticism was shared by UFC commentator Joe Rogan, who, while acknowledging Tyson's athletic prowess, expressed concern that the significant age difference would make the fight difficult for the former champion. Rogan revealed his fears during a recent episode of the Joe Rogan Experience podcast, where he questioned if the match could have potentially fatal results for Tyson. Rogan said, "It's not necessarily carved in stone yet. They might not approve it. If a lot of people protest, they won't approve it. The thing is, if Tyson dies, see if you have something like that happen." Moreover, Sean Porter is confident that this fight will never happen. He stated, I hate to be the bearer of bad news. We're not gonna ever see Mike Tyson get in the ring with Jake Paul. I don't call the shots, I just don't think Mike getting in the ring. I just don't see it happening. It didn't make sense to me, even from a business standpoint. I feel like Mike and Jake, even to the lowest common denominator, it didn't make sense. Ricky Hatton doesn't know how the upcoming Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson fight will unfold, but he believes he knows the strategies each man will take in the anticipated bout. For Hatton, 58-year-old Tyson will need to end the fight quickly if he wants to win, while Paul would be smart in extending the contest as long as possible. Ricky said, I fought Marco Antonio Barrera for 8 two-minute rounds, but mine was an exhibition, but I believe this is a proper fight. I think if Mike hits him, he'll knock him into the middle of next week. Hatton said that the age is in favor of the 27-year-old Paul, which can play a huge factor for him if he extends the fight. Hatton added, he looks very fast and very explosive. He looks fantastic for his age. But if you're in Jake Paul's corner, you would think, he is 58 years old and I'm just going to give him the first 2 rounds. Jab and move, keep out of his range and hopefully he will gas. You'd expect him to at his age. Hatton finished his observation by declaring that Mike can win the fight by an early knockout. However, Paul will have to respect even an old Mike Tyson to win the fight on points. Hatton concluded, Mike will probably put all of his eggs in one basket and start early because of his age, and if I was Jake, I would stay out of his jab, wait for him to slow down a bit and put my foot down on the gas. I can see Mike by knockout if he is to win, or if Jake is going to win, then he will win on points. Providing the fight takes place as planned, Tyson will break former rival Roy Jones Jr.'s record for having the longest-spanning heavyweight career from 1985 to 2024. Gareth Davies was very concerned upon hearing the news of this fight turning into a proper sanctioned boxing match. He said that he doesn't want to see a boxing legend like Mike Tyson lose to a YouTuber like Jake Paul.
I am very concerned about the news this week that this is a sanctioned boxing bout that will count on the record. I do not want to read on boxrec.com or on Wikipedia that Mike Tyson in 2024 lost to Jake Paul, an influencer and a YouTuber, in a veritable boxing match. It's just not right, and I think we should be concerned about his health, and I think we should be concerned how one of the greatest living icons of our sport, Spencer Oliver.
Curtis Blades disliked this fight so much that he wasn't even going to watch it if it happened on July 20th. In an interview, the host asked Blades his thoughts on the fight and asked whether he planned to watch it. He said that it's a joke fight and he won't be watching this fight.
I will not be watching. I think it's a joke fight. You could tell just by how they've been interacting with the face-offs and the press conference. That's not the Mike Tyson who's coming to rip your head off. That ain't Iron Mike.
Tony Bellew has also shared his thoughts on the bout. He wants to see Tyson victorious within seconds, but has already sent a warning to Paul should he overstep the mark. Speaking to Boyle Sports, he said, Mike is probably getting between $20 million to $50 million for this fight. I'm not going to lie, I'd do it. Everyone has got a price. But if Jake Paul hurts Mike Tyson, it would absolutely kill me. If he hurt Mike Tyson, and I then run into Jake Paul, I'd chin him, quite happily. I would even spend a couple weeks in the big house for that. Bellew was not happy with Jake going up against an old Mike Tyson, and hoped that Mike would knock Jake out before he gets hurt. It's a sad, sad day. It's not a professional contest really, because only women fight 2-minute rounds, men do not fight 2 minutes. But Jake Paul is so pig-headed that he wants it to go on Mike Tyson's record. Hopefully, Mike chins him and puts him to sleep in 6 or 7 seconds. UFC star Colby Covington simply hated the fight, as the age difference between the two fighters concerns him regarding Mike's well-being. Colby believed that this fight would tarnish Mike's legacy. He also accused Jake Paul and his brother Logan Paul for taking steroids.
I think, Mike still looks like a superhuman for 58, but he's still 58 years old, and he shouldn't be fighting anymore. I don't think it's safe. I think it's dangerous. At that age, your heart might explode. He gets hit in the head. He might have a brain bleed. I mean, the guy, that's what I hope for. I hope that Mike Tyson makes it through injury-free and doesn't get hurt. But I don't like the fight. Jake's in his mid-20s. He's doing every chemical known to man. He's literally a lab project. They're just juicing him up, him and his brother. Yeah. Everybody knows that. The machine's behind him, juicing him up, putting every chemical known to man. So I think it's going to end bad. I think, Jake's going to probably knock him out within the first 2 minutes. And if he doesn't, then it'll be because he's carrying him and he's trying to make the freak show look like it's a competitive fight. But I hate the fight. I think it takes away from Mike Tyson's legacy when a guy like this comes in and beats him.
Willie Hutchinson believes Tyson can win given Paul's limited skills, but still shows his distaste for this fight. He said, "Wow, that is still happening? It's terrible, isn't it? The man is 60 years old. I still think he can beat and knock out Jake Paul even at the age of 60. He isn't worth anything. I think it's a shame though, really. It is letting boxing down. And it is making it a bit of a mockery. I mean, what good is that doing or gaining for boxing? But everyone will buy in and watch it. It's Mike Tyson fighting Jake Paul. They are big names. It's a shame. I don't care how much money you are getting. I wouldn't jeopardize what I've done if I was Mike Tyson, just to say I am fighting Jake Paul. Francis Ngannou, who trained with Tyson ahead of his professional boxing debut against Tyson Fury last December, believes his former coach still has enough left in his locker to beat Paul. He stated, "I think Tyson will still beat his ass." Asked what sort of condition Tyson is in at his advanced age, Ngannou replied, "He's definitely not as he was when he was young, but when he moves around and shows you something, I'm like, what the hell is this?" So I think that is something that people don't understand about Mike Tyson. His footwork is still there. He can move from your left to your right in the blink of an eye. Roy Jones, the last opponent Tyson faced in their 2020 exhibition match, which was dubbed Lockdown Knockdown, still remembers how powerful Tyson is in his later years. In an interview with Shane Mosley, Jones was asked about the fight right away and said that Tyson was the hardest hitter he had ever encountered.
What Mike is really doing. But if Mike takes it serious like he took with me, then he gonna take. I don't see Jake beating him because he's very hard to hit, still in shape, and he's still a very hard puncher.
Jones further elaborated on how hard Tyson hit him when they both fought. He stated, "Mike Tyson is still the strongest puncher that I've ever been in the ring with, ever. Now I think he's 57. Maybe 58, yet he's still the strongest puncher. The first time he hit me on my chin, I felt like a mule had kicked me in my chest." Jones's remarks carry a lot of weight since Jake Paul is preparing to fight against Tyson in November. There has been a lot of criticism directed at the fight, which will have milder regulations because Paul and Tyson are 30 years apart in age, but Paul has committed to bulking up, which Jones says is a necessary but imperfect strategy. Jones further added, "If he's at 230, that can make it very interesting. Jake's not going to fight close, and he can't stay away from him because Mike will close the gap too quick," Jones commented. "I thought I could stay away from him. I couldn't. And I know I'm better at staying away from people than Jake is." Jones brushed off the question, asking whether Tyson's age would slow him down, or whether Paul's youth would provide an advantage. None of that fits the situation. It's a smart idea if you can push him back and you're big enough as he doesn't fight as effectively backwards as forwards. However, you have never been hit like that before. Hence, we have to see. Freddie Roach, another former trainer of Mike Tyson, is also optimistic about Mike and feels that he will win this fight.
You know, I used to train Tyson, and I like Mike a lot, and he does come by my gym once in a while to say hello and visit and stuff. And then all of a sudden this fight's coming up, and you know, it's a younger, maybe stronger man, but no, I can't say stronger.
Kevin McBride, the last boxer to face Mike Tyson in a professional match, also issued a stark warning to Jake Paul as the YouTuber turned boxer prepares to step into the ring with the former heavyweight champion. McBride's insights offer a glimpse into the formidable challenge that awaits Paul. Despite Tyson's age, McBride believes that the legendary fighter still poses a significant threat. McBride, now 51, defeated Tyson by technical knockout in 2005 in what was Tyson's final professional fight. Reflecting on that experience, McBride shared some vivid memories of just how powerful Tyson was, even in the twilight of his career. He recalled, "When Tyson hit me, it felt like my head was spinning." In an interview, McBride recollected the force of Tyson's blows. He continued by saying that he put Tyson in a headlock and teased him after the vicious punch, which only made Tyson more angry. McBride said that Tyson bit him in retaliation, causing him great pain. Even decades after his peak, Tyson still has a fiery and unpredictable style in the ring, as seen in this moment from the fight tape. In light of this, McBride gave the 27-year-old Paul some guidance. He underlined the significance of keeping up a solid defense and being keenly aware of Tyson's capricious nature. McBride advised, "Tyson is a fearsome man, even in his 50s. It takes real courage to step into the ring with him, whether you're a seasoned fighter or a YouTuber like Paul." Tyson Fury believes Mike Tyson will shock the world and teach the problem child a lesson when they eventually go head-to-head. The Gypsy King said, "Listen, if Mike Tyson hits anybody, I don't care if he's 90, he's gonna knock them out cold, ain't he? Obviously, I have to back Mike Tyson. I'm named after the legend and I'll back him. As he always backs me, I'm backing Mike for the knockout. Come on, Mike. Former Undisputed Champions ex-coach Teddy Atlas believes that this training could well be enough to get the job done despite his age and declined skills. He said, "You better be aware, knowing Tyson the way I do, power doesn't disappear when you're old. He's still got speed, combinations. He's still got that style that he was taught to make you miss and create openings for that power. He still has that, where he can weave, slip, create the openings to unload a bomb on your chin and get you out of there. No agreements, no funny business. This is a dangerous, risky fight for Paul. I give him credit, especially early. Tyson's gonna come out there, and if you do have an agreement with him, good luck. Because I know Tyson. When that bell rings, he might have a short memory about any agreement other than the agreement to put hands on your chin." Mike Tyson's power was the reason why many feared to get inside the ring with him. The aura that Mike Tyson still has at this age was well explained by Joe Rogan. Rogan shockingly revealed why he was terrified of Mike Tyson and the way his mind works, because if Mike puts his heart into training, then he becomes a terrifying beast all of a sudden.
So he gets in insane shape. And the next time I see him, the second podcast we do, Mike now weighs 230 pounds, and he's got these muscles in his forearms. So he's sitting there, and he's a different human. He's so intense that I was like, if this table was closer to him, I would be nervous. Like, I wouldn't be able to do my best job as a podcaster. That's the reason why this table is this width. This is the second podcast I did with Mike Tyson. Even Jamie.
Amir Khan believes that Iron Mike will secure an early knockout victory. He stated, "The fight between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul, wow. No one would have ever expected a fight like that fight to be made. Mike Tyson is a legend of the game and not someone who you want to mess about with. Even though he's older now and has been retired for a long time, he's obviously done a few exhibitions. I just feel that he can really hurt Jake Paul. I just can't believe what Jake Paul's thinking. He's fighting a heavyweight great, and I think he can get hurt badly." Anthony Joshua is praying that Mike Tyson emerges healthy from his fight with Jake Paul, admitting that the YouTube star may have the edge. AJ stated, "Tyson is older now. I pray that he comes out healthy. I think Jake Paul wins because of youth. That's the only thing." Speaking about influencer boxing more generally, the former heavyweight champion added, "I personally think it's really good. I think the boxing hardcores, they don't like it because they think, why are they disrespecting our sport? But I think that influencer brings all these people into boxing, which benefits everyone else. Everyone viewing helps." So what are your thoughts about this fight? Which side are you on? Do let us know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe and check out some of our other videos on the screen right now.